Well, hello everyone, it's Kari back again with you from sunshineinmypocket.com. I'm excited to share a couple cards with you today. I'm going to be using the toner card fronts from Whimsy Stamps and also a super fun die set that I've been getting a lot of use out of. This is the Loopdidoos 1 die set. And this stamp set is called So Annoying, and look at these cute images with the frozen popsicle. There's some icicles on one of the birds. I will use a couple of those images for these cards today. But to get started, let's go ahead and do our foiling and foil this toner card front. I'm only using this one card front. This is a beautiful one. It's got snowflakes on it, and I'm going to pull out some aqua colored foil to foil that. I'm using my mini Mink today. You could also use a laminator if you have that. And I'm warming up my Mink machine by turning it to the heat level of 3. That's the level I found works best for me when I'm doing toner card fronts like this. So let me just go ahead and get out my foil, and I'm going to put my card front on the foil to measure what size of foil I will need. Now I'm just using my rotary trimmer here to cut that. It makes cutting foil super easy and nice and clean. So I cut that, and now I'm going to put my foil right back away. I always put my foiling away quickly after cutting it so I don't wrinkle any of that foil or accidentally get something on it. Now I'll place my foil on top of that toner sheet with the silver side down to the snowflake toner. Then I'll put the entire thing in my carrier sheet. I'm using a parchment carrier sheet today, and I've got an extra sheet of cardstock in there. I found that I like having an extra shim to make the foil stick even better to my toner. And I'll just loosen this up with my bone folder and pull that off, and look at what a beautiful result we got. Now sometimes if you don't get a good result right away, be sure to dust off your toner card front first and the back of your foil. That will help get a very good adhesion. And I'm going to take the extra foil that I had and put it on some toner paper to use that as another piece for another card. And you can see that some of it did not adhere very well, but I'm not worried about that today because I'm going to be covering that mostly up with our ornament. In normal circumstances, I would run it through again to make sure that all that is foiled really well. But today, like I said, I'm going to be covering most of that up. So now I'm going to start in on the coloring. I'm coloring this cute little crow holding a popsicle with a worm in it. And I'll color this mostly on screen for you using a few shades of orange. Today I have YR02, YR04, and YR20 to color in the beak here. And I'll use those also for the legs. The legs are so cute and stripedy, so I'm using a darker color for one stripe and the lighter color for the other stripes. And then I'll go ahead and color the popsicle in some shades of blue. Now this is kind of like an ice cube, so that's why I thought the blue would be great. But I'm going to color up that worm with a light R02 before I cover it up with the rest of those blues. I'll bring in our R11 here too. I love these images. I love how fun and playful they are. And now you can see I'm using the blues right over the R colors that we colored the worm. Now I'll go ahead and color in his mouth and his tongue with a light pink and his mouth with a gray color. I'm going to add some color to his eyes using those icy blues again. And I thought that the mouth needed a little bit of darkness there, so I ended up bringing in a darker gray. And I'm going to color the bird itself. I thought a bluebird would be really fun. I have BG18 right here, which is going to be my darkest color. I'm going to go ahead and lay in some of those shadows. And then I'll bring in a lighter BG color here, which is the BG09 and the BG07. I'm just going to alternate these colors using the darkest first, then going to the mid-tone, and then blending that out with the lightest color. And I'll probably go back in and darken up some of the dark areas as well, which is what I usually like to do when I color. But I left this all in so you could see how much fun this little bird is to color and how simple he is as well. I'm also going to bring in a lighter blue. I didn't like this one, so I set that aside, and I'm choosing another to bring in. This is the BG13, and that's what I'm going to use as the lightest color to blend all of the rest of those through. So I've sped this up just a little bit, and I'll finish coloring him out, blending all of those through, and adding just a little more darkness as well. Isn't he cute? Super fun images in this stamp set. Now I'll go ahead and color his hat. I'm going to add stripes, just using my marker here to add some green stripes. Then I'll blend out with some of a lighter green and an even lighter green as well to color his hat. Then I'll go ahead and color the brim and the little pom-pom on top using the lightest green and bring in an even lighter green into that. I'm going to add a few dots on the pom-pom and blend that out with lighter dots as well. That's just going to give it a little more texture, make it look like a little furry pom-pom. And then I'm testing out some pinks here to color up his shoes. These shoes are so fun as well. They remind me of the snowman shoes that also is a new stamp set that came out fairly recently. So I'll just color those up with a bunch of pinks and kind of a salmony pink. And the soles of the shoes I'll color up in some cool grays. That's going to finish out our bird pretty much here. I did color in those stripes just a little and added a little more darkness with the pinks. Now it's time for some masking inspiration. These are the NoFuss instant masks. Oops, there's a little piece in there I forgot to pull out. There we go. And I'm just going to use this. By the way, if I haven't mentioned this before, which I think I have, I'm in love with these NoFuss instant masks. They are so easy, already done for you. You just have to pull one out, put it right over the top of your image, and then you can do your ink blending or whatever you're going to do. A little splattering would be fun too. Anything, and it makes these projects so super simple and fast. Today I'm just going to do some ink blending with some oxide inks. I thought I'd pull in some purples to complement the blues that we colored up this bird, adding some of the darker colors around the edges, and then we'll pull off that instant mask to reveal the bird beneath. And that's probably my favorite part, the reveal. Is so fun. Okay, I'm just going to finish the edges there, and now it's time for the reveal. I am carefully peeling this off because you can reuse these masks as many times as long as it sticks. I'm going to save this on my backer sheet that it came on, just like this, put it right back there so I can reuse it another time. And now it's time to go ahead and put this card together. I die cut the Loopdidoos frame from this die set multiple times, and I'm going to build that up about 3 times here, just using some liquid adhesive. It's very simple to do, and this is going to add some extra dimension and really make it pop, make it look like a frame around our image here. So I'll just go ahead and build that up 3 times. Then I'll glue down our image flat and the frames in that dimension around it. I love the way that this is turning out with that frame. You could do a colored frame if you want to. I think that would also be very pretty. I decided to keep mine white this time. Then I've stamped out one of the sentiments from the stamp set. It says, "Bring it." And I stamped it in that same purple oxide ink so that it would match our background. And now I'm going to go ahead and raise that up with a little foam tape right here to the right of our image. So I'll adhere that and then cut off the excess of the banner that's hanging off over the edge. I'm also going to add a little glue to the end right here so that it will adhere right to that frame. Remember, that frame is lifted. That's why I used foam tape on the rest of it. So I'll trim the excess off right there, add it to our card base, and there's our first card. Now the second card I went ahead and assembled off screen, but I'm going to show you right now. I turned it more into an ornament. Here's a closer look at our first one though. That foil in the background really packs a punch. It brings in some real excitement. And here's the second card with the second background that we did with the leftover foil. I made an ornament out of this guy, colored him up like a crow, like an old crow, with some snow and icicles hanging off of him. The sentiment says, could be worse. And I think it turned out so fun. So there's a look at both of our cards today. It was very easy. We only used one toner card front, but then we used the leftover foil for the second card using some toner paper. So it turned out really fun. You could also add some white foil to those snowflakes to make the snowflakes turn back into white again. That's a fun double foiling technique, and I will be sharing some more foiling techniques real soon. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back real soon with more card inspiration. I hope you have a fantastic end of the year and a very happy new year. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.